to the world. Subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
Andrew Cuomo, you brought this up in Flashing Lights, Laura, earlier this morning. Spoke about 911 calls being a hate crime if they're associated with race.
We've seen 9/11 calls, which are race-based false calls. A false 9/11 call based on race should be classified as a hate crime in the state of New York. We know that it's wrong.
Now, he also went on to say that Statute 50A, he wants that adjusted this week. Transparency of prior disciplinary records. That's what 50A is. They want to make that transparent, but they do not want to give people, obviously, police personal information like their address where they live. And, you know, you could potentially have families in trouble in that scenario. We don't want that. No chokeholds. This is coming from Governor Cuomo at the state level. And the Attorney General as independent prosecutor for police murders. So that would be Tish James's office.
Okay.
All right, so that's at the top. Now, I'm hearing inside the NYPD, Mayor de Blasio is making some serious changes. And I guess this is going to be made more public. There's going to be an official statement. But last night, my sources told me that there will be a new police chief. There will be a new chief of department. Monahan has been reassigned or moved. Shea has been removed. And even, what's the man that Vincent DeAndrea reported to? Craig Elderman. He's also been moved out of that precinct. So you're going to have a new chief of transportation, chief of detectives, and then the borough DA squads are going to be run by the district attorney's offices in each borough, not the police department any longer. The NYPD, school safety will no longer fall under the NYPD. I'm hearing that's going to be changed and renamed, and it's going to get its own commissioner. So they'll be getting police out of schools and doing that differently. The Youth Services Division will be disbanded and funding will be moved with all the personnel being assigned back to patrol. So you've seen the hashtag defund the police. When people are hashtagging that, what they're saying is they do not want new money going to these corrupt cops and these police forces that have zero accountability and zero transparency thus far. Trust has been lost. We talked about that with the commissioner, well, the current commissioner, Shea, last week, where people don't trust y'all. You hide too much. You sweep things under the rug. You make things difficult for the public to understand what's going on. Your communication is bad, so they're removing all of that. And they're gonna make some community-based independent councils happening and a better checks and balance system. That's here in New York City. In Minneapolis, I don't know if you saw this, but the city council voted to disband the police force altogether.
Whoa. What does that mean?
That means they want the police force reorganized, renamed. They want to rebrand, refresh, renew.
So basically, Rosenberg, members of the city council in Minneapolis, they overruled Mayor Jacob Frey, and they said they all commit to dismantling their police department.
Wow, that's amazing.
So they're switching over. The alternative is community-based safety, but it's a term like I've yet heard anyone explain fully.
But they're trying to. They understand that the system is completely ruined.
Yeah.
And doesn't work. They also had I saw a thing about their union leader for that police department in Minneapolis is pure evil. Evil.
Why you say that?
Worse than these guys out here.
Oh yeah. Way more openly racist. He got in trouble for horrible training. He called Black Lives Matter a terrorist organization.
Oh, he's one of those.
He's as bad as it gets.
So community-based safety means community organizations that build on public safety without the police, like violence interrupters who handle gun violence. So that's more like the Erica Fords of the world and the core violence teams that we have that work with the NYPD here. We have teams that are community-based that work with the NYPD here to actively bring down and de-escalate violent situations in all parts of the city. So that's a thing that we've done here, but I think they're going to be more assertive about reassigning these dollars because now people are appropriately coming after the money that police have available to them because those are our tax dollars.
Yep.
And so that's been a part of this big problem. You also have a problem where a lot of politicians are afraid of police and police unions because they get bullied by them. And a lot of very often police unions and police make politicians feel like they're unsafe and make little veiled threats. I hear from a lot of politicians that they get from police. So if these politicians don't move according to the way the police want them to move, or say the things that the police want them to say, not only are they concerned for their jobs and getting reelected, but they fear for their family safety. Today, you have 1,000 City Hall workers who are marching from City Hall to Gracie Mansion because they're pissed at how de Blasio's moving with the protests and the looters and everything. They don't like all of these reorgs and reassignments. So they're moving against what I'm told, this is my understanding of it, they're moving against the protesters. 1,000 City Hall workers.
Oh, and we didn't realize that's what the case was earlier.
No.
Gotcha. I thought it was the other way around. Like they just didn't didn't think that he was moving swift enough, or you know what I mean?
That's not the way this article reads in the Post. Let me bring it up.
So are they with them or are they against them? What's happening?
It
are they
sounds
with the
like
people
they're
or
against.
no? Are they with the protesters or are they against the protesters?
They're against.
Got you.
City Hall staffers rebel against mayor.
Man, F those people.
And there's a whole letter that's coming out about de Blasio as well. So that he's under some serious heat.
Well, let's face it. He's been under some serious heat. People on the far right hate him. People on the left hate him.
And then how about this? There's another protest of City Hall workers, the New York City Workers for Justice group. They have another protest going where they want more action against the NYPD. This thing's a mess out here.
Not to mention all the lawsuits that are coming from protesters.
So,
It's a lot.
we're trying to keep you guys up to speed as fast as this is happening. Some of these reorgs are rumors. I'm hearing there's going to be action taken against Vincent DeAndrea pretty swiftly. And action against other police officers. I don't know if they actually identified that police officer who was throwing up the white power sign on camera. I don't know if they got to that yet, but that's soon come. Because we're going to find you, and we're going to put you on blast. And I encourage the rest of police officers that want to see change, and you guys are out here actually trying to do great work. And these individuals who are basically acting like criminals protected by the badge are making it hard for you to do the work that many of you, I think, want to try to do. Because some of you are afraid. You're afraid you'll be ostracized by your fellow coworkers.
I mean, there are more officers of color than not, right?
That's what I was told. I was told the department. But that doesn't mean, just because you're black or Spanish or Asian doesn't mean that
You're for the cause.
That you're for
Absolutely.
the cause of getting these violent offenders inside the police departments out and
Right.
swiftly out. You might actually have signed up to be a police officer to be a bully.
Right.